God bless our homeland, Ghana. Oh, say, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Kobo Sports Room. Welcome back to another video. This is where we talk about football. We talk football, we eat football, and we drink football. Join me. Let's review the Ghana versus Central African Republic game, the World Cup qualifiers, the last but one game, and then the last game will be played in the Accra Sports Stadium against Comoros on Sunday. So we'll be there to witness greatness as Ghana officially qualifies for the 2026 USA, Canada, Mexico World Cup. So click on the subscribe button, press the post notification bell. Ghana versus Central African Republic review, 5-0 against Central African Republic. Let's get straight into the video. So first and first, Ghana has unofficially qualified for the World Cup. Unofficially, when I say unofficially, it has not been confirmed by FIFA, but unofficially Ghana has qualified for the 2026 World Cup, and I will explain to you why Ghana has unofficially qualified for the 2026 World Cup in the USA, Mexico, and then Canada. So currently, these are some of the teams that have already qualified for the FIFA Club World Cup 2026. We have Canada, they are one of the host nations. We have Mexico, we have USA, Japan, New Zealand, Iran, Argentina, Uzbekistan, South Korea, Jordan, Australia. Jordan is going to the World Cup, bro. Wow. Jordan is going to the World Cup. Brazil, we have Ecuador, Uruguay, we have Colombia, Paraguay, Morocco in Africa, Tunisia, Egypt, and then Ghana unofficially. Now let's go straight into the what happened in the game. And then Ghana scored 5-0. It doesn't happen like that. Yes, we have been doing well in the World Cup qualifiers, but scoring 5 goals in the World Cup qualifiers, and I think against Egypt too, we scored them 6-1 in the World Cup qualifiers game. So Ghana doesn't normally score 5 goals or 6 goals. It doesn't really happen on a normal occasion, but Ghana was able to score 5 goals against Central African Republic. Of course, it was, expected. The game was played in Morocco because there is no, FIFA approved stadium in Central African Republic. But Africa, ya catch to an extent that Central African Republic, a whole African nations, will not get a stadium. It has even happened to Ghana before where we struggled. We had to, renovate our stadium for it to be approved by FIFA. So, even Ghana, it has happened to us before, but it hasn't gotten to an extent where we'll go to, Morocco to go and play our World Cup qualifiers game. So, Africa, we have a lot of things to do in terms of sporting infrastructures, but we played the game in Morocco. And then the park was very, very, very nice park. The stadium was not that big, but the pitch, it's a very, 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 very nice pitch. A correct pitch. I think it also contributed in Ghana scoring 5-0 because almost all our players are foreign-based players. Kwesi Zibo, the Mohamed Kudus, the Salisus, the Jiku. Almost 98% of our players are foreign-based players. So we playing in this nice pitch or this quality pitch also contributed, and it's going to play in advantage of the Ghanaian boys because these guys most of them are foreign-based players. They play their football mostly in Europe. So I think it also contributed into Ghana scoring 5 goals. But we are not taking anything away from the Blackstars. They scored 5 goals against Central African Republic. Mohamed Salisu, a set-piece goal. Thomas Tepate, a very, 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 very nice goal. We have Alexander Jiku, that was also another set piece, goal. Jordan Ayew also scoring, and then we also had Kamaldeen Sulemana scoring the last goal in the 87th minute for Ghana to seal the 5-star performance by Ghana in the World Cup qualifiers against Central African Republic. Now let's move into the game. The game you watched yesterday, we could clearly see that in terms of body language, mannerisms on the field of play, the boys have really, really improved in terms of mannerisms, because we saw glimpses of videos where the players were promising Ghanaians that they are going to bring the 3 points to home and all of that, and then they should, we should watch out for them in the World Cup qualifiers. They are going to bring the 3 points. So in terms of mannerisms and then spirit in camp, the Ghanaian team or the Black Stars has really improved in terms of mannerisms. and the way we approach game. Because now we approach game differently. We approach game very, 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 very differently. And you could clearly see that in our technical bench, there has been so much improvement in our technical bench. And this is not even about white people, but in the technical bench, there's been so many, improvement, and it is having effect on our game. Why am I saying this? We have been scoring a lot of set pieces. A lot of set pieces in our game nowadays. I mean, 2 goals was a clear set piece. The Salisu and then the Jiku goal was set pieces. And one guy we have to big up is, the chief video analyst and also a set piece coach in the Ghana Blackstars team. There's the guy, Gregory, a top video analyst and also a set piece coach out there. And we have to big him up. He has done really, really well since he came into the national team. We have improved in our set piece, the way we defend against set piece, and then the way we score, or the way we attack set piece. So in terms of set pieces, Ghana has really improved. And in terms of mannerisms, we have really improved. And going into the game, I mean, many Ghanaians were expecting the Blackstars to win. But sometimes the Blackstars can, you can expect so much from them, and then they are going to disappoint you. But I think this time around, the Ghana Blackstars, showed dominance in this particular game in the midfield. Kwesi Zibo and then Thomas Tepate, calmness in the midfield, because I've told you, Kwesi Zibo, his orientation of football, he's coming from, Spain. That is where he has played most of his game. And because he plays his football in Spain, in terms of calmness on the ball, he is very, 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 very good in terms of calmness of the ball. But yesterday we saw some glimpses of his game where he was dashing some passes to left, right, center. I mean, it's something he has to improve. The game against Mali was his first call up and then his first start for the Ghana Blackstars. So in terms of the African game, I mean, he's a crow from boy. He has played football in Ghana and all of that. But when you move to the African stage, the big stage, is totally different, game altogether, comparing it to the European game. So, I mean, give Kwesi Zibo the time, he will fit into the Ghana Blackstars team, and we can see clearly, glimpses of, very, very, very solid performances from Kwesi Zibo out there in the Ghana Blackstars team, especially yesterday against Central African Republic. His partnership with Partey so far has been very good, and we will see the game against Comoros in the Accra Sports Stadium. But now Thomas Tepate in the midfield, he brings calmness in the midfield. I've told you, in terms of passing, his vision, everything in his physique, Thomas Partey, that he plays with technique. So in the midfield, it looks like we are having stability in the midfield. I mean, Central African Republic is not, so much of, a test for the Ghana Blackstars. But yes, it is a World Cup qualifiers. And every game is not a small game in the World Cup qualifiers. Every single game. That is what Nigerian did. And now Nigeria are doing calculation. When you go to their timeline, they are doing a lot of calculation there. Every single game in the World Cup qualifiers in Africa, it's not a small game. So even if you are playing against Eswatini, even if you are playing against Swaziland, bro, be careful and play at your maximum level. Be careful and be serious about that game. Even if it is 10 goals, score that 10 goals, because you will need it. You will need it. But in terms of the attack, Ghana is good in terms of the attack, because Jordan Ayew, my God, Jordan Ayew, he is the best player in the World Cup qualifiers across all continents. He has 14 goals involvement in this particular World Cup qualifiers. Whether it is CONCACAF, whether it is CONMEBOL, whether it is Oceania, whether it is Europe or UEFA, or whether it is CAF, he is the best player in the World Cup qualifiers across all continents. 14 goals involvement for Jordan Ayew. 7 goals, 7 assists for Jordan Ayew. He made 2 assists, 1 goal yesterday, and his goal was a top goal. That was a striker's goal. I mean, we have played Jordan Ayew in, out of position. Jordan Ayew and Kasa, I won't say them who the position. Sometimes he can operate from the wings, even though he's a striker, but he's not a typical number 9. He's that strikers who operate from the wings. But this time around, Otuado is playing him as a standing 9, and he's doing really, really well for Ghana. And he's one of the reasons why, or it is the key reason why Ghana is going to the World Cup 2026. So Jordan Ayew, we should big him up. I mean, he has faced so many criticisms from Ghanaians in general, which is, football and his commitment in the Ghana Blackstars team. But this time around, this World Cup qualifies, it is solely or heavily because of Jordan Ayew. We are going to the World Cup heavily because of Jordan Ayew. And his, numbers proves Jordan Ayew has been doing really, really, really well. Now, let me big up Otuado. Otuado has done really, really, really well. 7 games, 6 wins, and 1 draw. He has not lost a game in the World Cup qualifiers. Scored 21 goals, conceded 5 goals. And the reason why we have conceded 5 goals, I will come there. I will big up one goalkeeper. I will come there. And I think all of you know the goalkeeper I'm going to. Shatta. I will come there. But Otuado has done really, really well. Even though I don't believe he's the man for the job. But he is proving people wrong. He has qualified Ghana for the World Cup on 2nd occasions. And I mean, he should be bigged up for that. We should give him his flowers. He has done really, really, really well. In the first one, in the AFCON qualifiers, he asked for, a revamp in the technical area. They did it for him. He has delivered. So Otuado, big shout outs to him. He has done really, really well. Even though I think long term, we should go and find a quality coach. But, if you give him the chance, probably maybe he can do well. Let's see in the World Cup what he will do in the World Cup. So big ups to Otuado. Now let's move to the reason why we have considered 5 goals. Benjamin Asare came in the latter part of I think he has played, almost 5+ games for Ghana in the World Cup qualifiers. So Benjamin Asare has been clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet after clean sheet. And I've seen the timeline. And this is not about Kotoko and Haas. This is not about the team you support in Ghana. This is about the Blackstars. And if it is about the Blackstars, let's do away with our Kotoko. Let's do away with our Hasselhoff. Let's do away with our Great Olympics, our Gold Stars, our, Mediama. Benjamin Asare is doing well. Shatta is doing well. And we should big him up. The fact that people, he has faced criticism that he doesn't, normally receive a lot of balls on him. If you are a goalkeeper and you don't receive a lot of shots on you, it means that your center backs are doing well. And it means that your leadership skills as a goalkeeper at the back is top notch, because you are able to, command the back line. You are able to, organize your back line so that you cannot face a lot of shots. So we should pick him up for that. The fact that he is not conceding a lot of shots, it should be, a plus for him as a goalkeeper, because he is organizing the back line very well. Jiku is solid. Salisu is solid. And if they are all going, it is Shatta who is going to organize them, who is going to call them on board. That, hey, you are going, stand here, go here. So if a goalkeeper is not receiving a lot of shots, his leadership quality, his leadership, role at the back is top notch. So Shatta, he has done really, really well. I'm a Kotoko fan, but still, big up to Shatta. Big up to Shatta. Benjamin Asare, he is doing well. I wish he will go to the World Cup, even though his age is kind of, but I wish he will go to the World Cup and get a last big contract and go and play football, go and get money. It's all about the money. Go and get the money. After the World Cup, you get a big contract. You go there, you enjoy football. So Shatta, big shout outs to Shatta. Now let's move to the defense. The defense, I've been very, very critical about Mohamed Salisu, but I must commend him in this particular, World Cup qualifiers. Him and Jiku, they have done really, really well. Kalibi Entry also coming in. It has not been, so many games for the Black Stars, but Kalibi Entry has also been solid. Gideon Mensah, I think he should improve. I think he needs, competition at the left back, but so far he's doing really, really, really well. So all in all, I think the Black Stars has done really, really well. And unofficially, we have qualified for the 2026 Mexico, USA, and Canada World Cup. What do you think about the Black Stars performance yesterday against the Central African Republic? Drop all your comment down below. Let me know your comment. This is Kobo Sports Room, and this is your game review of the Black Stars versus Central African Republic. 5-0 in the World Cup qualifiers. I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for your time. Take care of yourselves, and peace.